our hands in union strong to battle or to die. Hold the fort, or we are coming. Union hearts be strong. Side by side we'll battle onward. Victory will come.
We're here today to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the historic On to Ottawa Trek. We're here at Crab Park. Specifically, we chose this location because the railway tracks right beside the park mark the very spot where the trek began, where 1,200 young unemployed men boarded atop the CPR rail boxcars on June 3rd, 1935, to take their plea for work and wages on to Ottawa.
Creator, we offer our thanks for the abundance that have been provided for us today. Our gratitude goes out to the trekkers for changing our society and our nation. We honor all those that went before us, those that struggled for the right to work for fair wages and the right to work with honor. We thank you.
I, therefore, Tim Stevenson, on behalf of Gregor Robertson, Mayor of the City of Vancouver, do hereby proclaim June the 6th, 2010 as a day to honor the heritage of the 1935 On to Ottawa Trek, sealed in the City of Vancouver.
What happened on the On to Ottawa Trek and the brutality that was experienced was terrible, and we remember that, and remember the people, the workers who were put in those relief camps and treated so badly. But what we're here to remember, what we're here to claim and to bring forward into our modern day age is the struggle that took place. The fact that thousands of people said, we're not going to put up with this anymore. We're going to take on the government of the day, R.C. Bennett. We're going to say that we have rights. Now we call them human rights. We have labor rights. We have the right to live, to decent wages, to dignity, to respect. And so when you think about that struggle and what it meant and what the effort was, the collective effort, I think that is so much an important part of Canadian history.
When Slim Evans stood in the place right over there, and they were having a meeting talking about what they should do next, and he said, on to Ottawa, he set in motion a journey that would truly change the course of history in Canada. There were thousands of desperate young men who had decided long before that day to leave to do something about their lives. They had decided, in fact, that they were going to go on strike. The On to Ottawa Trek was the final chapter in a year or two long organizing campaign in relief camps across Canada, not just in British Columbia. And when they walked off the job in April, they came from all over the province, and some of them came from as far away as Alberta, to come to Vancouver to seek justice. Their demands were simple. The slogan, work and wages. They were successful. And I know we'll be successful at the day that when every human being and every Canadian who walks in and finds himself unfortunately unemployed and goes and gets unemployment insurance, they should be thinking about these people. Because it was these people that put it on the political agenda. No, they didn't get it the next year or the year after. It became a huge legal problem. But by the 40s, we got unemployment insurance. And it was a direct result of actions like this one going to Ottawa and putting that on the political agenda.
Here in the downtown east side and the east side of Vancouver, we stand on the shoulders of social movements that came before us. If we can spend $1 billion for Olympic security, if they can spend $1 billion for security for the G8 and G20, we can spend $1 billion for social housing in Canada. And so let the message be loud and clear from British Columbia Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Let it be loud and clear. Either you and your caucus support a national housing program, or we will throw you out of office.
Working on the anniversary this spring, it has really been our great good fortune to get to know two amazing men, two veterans of the Trek, who are both about 94 years old, and who tell the story like it was yesterday.
I left my home in Blueberry Mountain in northern Alberta on April the 1st, 1934. I was 17 then. Blueberry Mountain had lost its first boy to starvation, red lines, flop houses, soup kitchens, hopelessness, and despair that led to years in relief camps, riots, and ultimately prison. I worked in relief camps in BC, and in the spring of 1935, I found myself on the prairies. Everywhere in the streets of Winnipeg, one can look overhear the talk of the On to Ottawa movement. The last factor was like a magnet that drew us all together. Adventure. Pictures of freight trains loaded with young men heading east blazed in the papers on the Winnipeg streets. I hurried to the exhibition grounds on the north side and joined. As the On to Ottawa Trek freights moved east throughout BC and Alberta, every stop added more men to the rising tide of dislike and even hate of the Bennett government.
We have thought for some time that what Vancouver needs is some permanent memory, an official recognition of the role that the On to Ottawa Trek played in our society. We thought that the 75th anniversary would be a good time to do that. We proposed to Port Metro Vancouver that on the overpass, which overlooks the very place where the trek started, the CPR tracks at the north foot of Main Street, that there be a bronze memorial erected that will permanently recognize the importance and the sacrifices of the trek and the trekkers.
I think it is just absolutely awesome that today there'll be folks getting back on that train, going back to Ottawa, another trek, and saying that housing is a human right and that this country has to have a national housing program.
Hold the fort, for we are coming. Union hearts be strong.
The original trek is such an inspiring moment in Canadian history that for us, to tie together with the things that people were pushing for then to what's happening right now. You know, things have changed, but in a lot of ways things haven't changed. And we need to reignite people's political fires, and sometimes history is one of the most burning examples of the ways to do that.